Good morning, Hope City grade schoolers. This is Sammy. Welcome back to our second week of Kids Camp. So today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be building a birdhouse. In our Bible lesson we learned that God cares about everyone and everything He made, including the birds. God sees each little birdie and makes sure that it has food to eat and a nest to sleep in. God cares about our details. So what we're going to do first, like we did last week, is we're going to take out our materials. So if you open up your bag, mine looks like this, yours might look a little different, but I have a baggie that has a piece of string, which I will need. Oops, looks like mine's a little bit tangled, so there we go. Piece of string, and then these popsicle sticks. And then I don't need these googly eyes or the piece of paper, so I'm going to close this back up. And I'm going to put it back into my red bag for the next time. In addition to that, we're also going to need glue, some markers, I just have one right here for now, and scissors. So we can put that aside. And also, you'll have this handout, birdhouse instructions. So I'm going to do this together with you, and this will also just give you a chance to look closer and follow along. Maybe this is a bit more challenging, or you need a little bit more time, or maybe you want to do it again yourself. You have these for later. And so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take off my elastic. I'm going to lay out my popsicle sticks, and step 1 says line up 11 craft sticks side by side, then glue a craft stick across each end to hold the 11 together. So I'm just going to adjust the camera so that you can see what I'm doing a bit better closer up. Okay, so like it says, you're going to take 11 craft sticks. So I've just made mine red, yellow, green, blue, red, yellow, green, blue. So that's 8, 9, 10, 11. Just for fun. You don't have to do that. You can do whatever color combination you want. I'm going to take a stick and just even them out. And now I'm going to have one stick that goes across the top and one stick that goes across the bottom. So you just line those all up. Then you take your glue and you're going to just put a line across the top and a line across the bottom. Maybe you need help with this, maybe you don't. It totally depends on what you're comfortable with and how old you are even. Okay, so I'm going to just carefully put those across, and that will hold the sticks underneath it all together. So the glue obviously needs time to dry, so I'm just going to very carefully slide this to the side. And I'm going to need to do this 3 times. I need to make 3 platforms just like this for my birdhouse. So I'm going to pull together 11 more sticks and do this all over again. So let's see. I don't know if I'm going to have the same color combinations, because my sticks are probably not all the same. So maybe I'll do something a little bit different this time. Let's go green, blue, green, blue, green, blue, green, blue. How many is that now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Right? So I got my 11 sticks across. And then let's stick with my green-blue theme for this one. Just push them together and make them as straight together as possible like that. You just tell that I'm using these outside sticks to push them together. Make sure that they're even. Then I'm going to again take my glue, just very carefully put one line across, and one line across the bottom or top, whichever way you're thinking about it. Then I'm going to take my top stick, it looks like the top to me, probably looks like the bottom to you, and just gently push that down. And then the other side, same thing. And now you can see I have 2 platforms, right? Now I'm going to put that one aside too. Let that dry a little bit, okay? And then I'm going to do my last platform. So let's see, let's go red, yellow this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm out of yellow, so I'm just going to switch it up. 10, 11. Look at that. Got my one standout blue. And I'm going to do reds at the top and the bottom too. Alright, so same idea. I'm using just the top and bottom stick to make sure that it's even. Then you guessed it, I'm going to take glue and just put one line across the top, one line across the bottom, and I'm going to carefully lift up my top piece, put it over my glue line, and then same with the bottom, put that over my glue line, and just push it down so it's kind of touching all parts of the popsicle stick so it'll all glue together. Oops, see, that kind of moved a little bit. Oopsie. So yeah, you have to be just a bit gentle with it while it's drying. So we're going to let that sit. So what it says now is step 2 was to make 3 of those, which we have now done. We have 1, 2, 3, right? I'm not sure if you can... There we go. 1, 2, 3 of these. And they're all drying. And step 3 says, make one of your pieces be the floor of your birdhouse. Stack more craft sticks along each side to make walls about 3 sticks tall. So I think I want this one to be my bottom since I was just working with it. And I'm going to stack 3 more craft sticks along each side. So I'm going to take this craft stick, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to just glue it so that it stacks across each of these points here. So I'm going to put them on the outside. I'm just going to put a dot on the corner of each of these. See that? A little bit more there. And then this will just bridge across like that to just build up the sides a little bit. And then same with this one. And then I'm going to take another 2 sticks. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go across here now so that it builds it up. So 4 more dots on each corner. But remember, we're not going on top of the last stick. We're going to go across and make a bridge across the last 2. Whatever colors you chose, it's great. And then I'm going to do that, let's see, another time. Because right now I have 2 sticks up this way, 1 stick up that way. So it suggests maybe 3 sticks. So we'll see how many sticks I end up having, and then that's what I'm going to use. So now I have 4 dots of glue, and I'm not going to go across the sticks that are already there. I'm going to make a bridge to the other side, just on like that. Okay, and we're going to do that again. So again, I'm not going to go on top, I'm going to go across. So just to remind myself, put my sticks down the way that I want them to be going. I'm going to put my 4 dots of glue, and then I'm going to put my stick across. And you see how, once I do this, I have to be really careful to show you because my glue's not dry yet, but you can see that I've built a little bit of a wall. So there's 3 on this side and 2 on this side. So let's do another one across this way. Oopsie. So yeah, just be really careful. You can just push down gently on the corners to make sure that everything's sticking. This one for me has come a little bit undone. Alright. So yeah, it definitely will take a little bit of time for this glue to dry, so just make sure you handle it really carefully. So it looks like I have 4 more sticks left, so I'm just going to use them all. I don't know if you have the same number of sticks or not. Just use as many as you have. Okay, so 4 dots. I got a couple of red sticks here that I'm going to put across. I'm going to bridge them across. Then my last 2 sticks just happen to be green. And they're going to go across here and make another bridge. So 1, 2, 3, 4 glue dots. I'll close up my glue so it doesn't dry out because I don't think I'll be needing it again yet. And I'm going to put this across like that and just give it a tiny little push, and that's going to be the bottom of my house. And like I said, because we're using glue, we're just going to have to wait and let it sit for a little bit to let it dry. So in the meantime, while I'm doing that, okay, I'm going to read the next step, which is tie a piece of string about 1 foot long near each corner of your birdhouse base by threading it in between 2 sticks and then tying it. So unfortunately, I can do that, but I won't be able to manipulate the string very much yet because of the fact that the glue is still wet. But what we can do is take the string that we have and cut it into 4 pieces. So if you fold it in half first, then you can figure out where half of the full one is, and just take your scissors and just snip the loop. Then take those 2 pieces of strings and match them up to the top again. And then if you pull tight, and we cut here, then now we have 4 pieces of string that are the same length. So each of these pieces of string are going to go through a corner of your house. Do you see that? I just put the end right through under this one. I'm going to take it. I'm going to tie a knot once. And it's okay if you need help doing this. It's a bit tricky, especially right now my glue is wet. You may want to wait for your glue to dry. I'm going to just tie it again. Okay, so I have 1 piece of string there. And then I'm going to do that on the other side as well. It's a little bit hard for me to see that way. So again, if you need help with this, that's totally fine. As you can see, I'm having a little bit of a hard time pushing this through. There we go. Okay, I'm just going to pull that through. I'm going to tie this gently, especially because my glue is still wet. I'm going to just tie 2 knots like that. Right, so I got 2 pieces of string tied on this side. Then I'm going to do the same on this side over here. I'm just going to thread my piece of string through, and I'm going to tie 2 knots. So over under once and back again. And again, if you need help with this, just ask an adult for help. It's definitely a bit of a trickier step. Okay, and I got that. And then again, under. This one always seems to be so hard to do. Okay, see if I can push that string through. And maybe try the other end. Okay, there we go. Okay, and over under 1 knot, and over under another knot. There we go. Okay, so I've got my 4 pieces of string tied to 2 of my walls. And now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put the roof up. So it says, arrange your other 2 pieces on top of your structure to make an A-frame roof. Then use glue along the bottom to hold it in place, but it doesn't need to be strong enough to bear weight since the string is attached to the bottom. So these strings, what it means by that is that when you hang your birdhouse, the weight will be on these strings, so it won't be actually pulling from the roof. So you don't need to worry too much about, oopsie, the roof. So as you can see, I just tried to lift up a piece of my roof, and it wasn't quite dry. So I will pause this, and then maybe we can take a little break and wait for this to dry, and then we can come back and I'll show you how to put the roof on. Alright, welcome back. So what I've done is I've given these a couple of hours, so you can see that the glue is dried. I can pick it up without being worried about the pieces falling apart. So maybe what you can do yourselves is you can watch this, and after kids camp is done, you can have lunch, play a little bit, and then you can come back to this and finish the rest of your birdhouse, which is what I'm going to show you how to do. Now this part is a bit finicky, so you might want to have an adult around to help you, but what we're going to do is we're going to take these two pieces and make a roof out of them. So I'm going to put this on this side and this on this side, however you want to do it. And I'm going to take my glue. I'm going to put a nice line across this edge here. I'm going to put a line across the other edge. So you want to pick the side that the strings are not attached to, because the strings will get in the way of your glue, and also hopefully it'll be the side that is the top. You see how there's no stick on top of this, so it's all flat? That will make it easier for your roof to stick. So I'm going to line this up here so that these sticks, you can see them here, and I'm just going to put that edge against there, and then I'm going to, I'm going to show you maybe this way so you can see both sides. So that edge is on there, and this edge is on here. And like I said, it's a bit tricky to do. You might need to add a bit more glue. So then I'm going to take my glue, I'm going to put a line across the top here so that the two top edges stick together. So again, as was the case before, this will take some time to dry, so it might be a little bit, it might take some time for you to adjust. This one, you see, I need a little bit more glue down here. Another alternative that you might consider if you have this at home is you could use a hot glue gun, and that would speed up your time, but not everybody has that. So as you can see, I'm just working with regular glue and just touching it up as I go. And already you can see that just by holding the pieces together gently, I've now created a roof for my birdhouse. So we're going to let that dry first. And then again, I'm going to come back, and the last step is just taking these pieces of string and tying them up top so that you can use them to hang. But I'm not going to do it quite yet because I'm worried that if I put too much tension, actually, you know what? We're just going to go ahead and do it. So I'm going to take all 4 strings. I'm going to tie a knot with them. So again, if you need help with this, feel free to ask an adult. It's a little bit tricky. So all 4 strings there. And very gently, because I'm worried about the glue on my project. I'm missing one of these. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So I might have to fidget with it a little bit. There you go. Okay, so you can see I've got my 4 strings. There you go. So you might need to adjust them a little bit. But hopefully you can see there is your finished birdhouse. And so you can hang that for your birds. What do you think your house could protect birds from if a bird came here and lived in there? Maybe it could shelter it from the rain. Maybe if it's getting chased, it could hide in here for protection. What are some things that God has given you that protect you? Well, do we all have a house of our own? I'm sure most of us live in a house or an apartment that protects us from when it's raining or when it's cold outside. God cares about the details. Jesus said that God cares about even the tiniest sparrow, and He loves you so much more. When you hang your birdhouse outside, you can be a part of caring for God's birds. And your birdhouse can remind you that God cares about the details in your life too. Now, if you want, once your house is dry, you can feel free to take a marker or stickers or whatever you have around the house, and you can decorate it as well. So just remember, God cares about the details in your lives as well. Well, it was great having you guys again, and I hope you enjoyed this project, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again for our next time together. Bye!